What if I told you that one of the absolute strongest weapons against a leading cause of vision loss isn't hiding in some high-tech lab, but it's actually in your day-to-day routine? Today, we're going to dive deep into the really powerful connection between your lifestyle and age-related macular degeneration, or as you'll hear me call it, AMD.
So let's just start with a big question. What's the best defense against losing your sight? A syringe or what's on your dinner plate? You know, we put so much faith in modern medicine, and for good reason. But what if we've been kind of underestimating the incredible power of our own daily choices?
All right, first things first, let's really get a handle on the stakes here. Age-related macular degeneration isn't just some minor health thing. It is a massive and growing challenge, and it's affecting millions and millions of people all around the globe. And just to wrap your head around the scale of this, get this. By 2040, it's projected that 288 million people will be living with AMD. Now, this is a condition that damages the macula. That's the part of your eye that gives you sharp, central vision. It makes everyday things like reading a book or even just seeing the face of someone you love incredibly difficult.
Now, AMD isn't just one thing. It kind of comes in two main forms. There's wet AMD, which can be managed with these regular, often monthly injections right into the eye. I mean, it's effective, but wow, what a huge burden. Then there's dry AMD, which is way more common, and for a long time it had very few treatments. Even the newest ones only slow the disease down, they don't stop it, and they don't reverse it. And it's that treatment gap right there that makes prevention not just a good idea, but absolutely critical.
So if our treatment options are pretty limited, where do we turn? Well, this is where you come in. We are now discovering this incredible, untapped power that's just sitting there in our everyday habits.
Okay, check this out. A major study found that people who really stuck to a Mediterranean diet, lots of fish, veggies, healthy fats, they had a stunning 41% lower risk of developing advanced AMD. Just stop and think about that for a second. That is a massive risk reduction just from changing what's on your plate. And it doesn't stop with what you eat. High levels of physical activity have been linked to as much as a 54% reduction in the risk of getting AMD. So, yeah, keeping your body moving is also protecting your vision. The evidence just keeps piling up.
But this is where it gets truly amazing. When researchers looked at combining healthy behaviors, we're talking diet, exercise, and not smoking, they found that people with the healthiest overall lifestyles had 71% lower odds of having AMD. These benefits don't just add up. It's like they multiply. It's a powerful synergy.
So we know what we should be doing, right? But the real question, the secret ingredient, is about how long we do it. The magic isn't in trying these things once in a while. The real power is in consistency, or what researchers call adherence.
Look, adherence is not about being perfect. It's not some switch you just flip from unhealthy to healthy. A better way to think about it is like a volume dial. It's about how consistently and for how long you turn up the dial on those positive changes. Every single good choice you make adds up over time.
I absolutely love this analogy. When you have high, consistent adherence to a healthy diet, you build up these protective antioxidants in your eyes. They act like a pair of internal sunglasses. It's incredible. But what happens when that adherence is low or you're on again, off again? Well, you create something called an oxidative debt, a slow, steady buildup of damage that, trust me, you'll pay for years down the line.
Okay, so if this is all so powerful, why doesn't everyone just do it? Well, because life is complicated. It's just not that simple. There are very real-world challenges out there that create what's known as the adherence gap.
And these barriers, they come from all sides. Psychologically, getting a diagnosis can make you feel like, well, what's the point? It's too late. Physically, the vision loss itself can make it harder to cook or exercise safely. And then you've got social issues like isolation, financial hurdles. Healthy food can be expensive. And even systemic problems like doctors just being too busy to give detailed lifestyle advice. These are all very real hurdles.
But here is the good news. We're not just pointing out the problems, we're actually finding real solutions. There are proven, evidence-based tools and strategies that can help anyone bridge this gap and start taking back control of their health. And that toolkit is getting bigger all the time. Health coaching, for example, gives you accountability. Personalized risk profiles can make the threat feel more real, which really motivates change. You've got digital apps for tracking and reminders and peer support groups to fight that isolation that can really derail your progress. The key takeaway here is this: you do not have to do it all alone.
And this chart from a study called AMD Life just shows it perfectly. Look at the group that just got the standard advice. A tiny improvement. Okay, the group with the personalized risk profiles, they did better. But look at the group that got active health coaching. Wow, their lifestyle scores improved dramatically more than anyone else. This is solid proof that active support really works.
Okay, but what about the elephant in the room, genetics? This is the big one, isn't it? So many of us feel like our fate is just sealed by our DNA. Well, the latest science tells a very, very different and much more hopeful story. This single quote from a major study says everything. For people who had a high genetic risk for AMD, sticking to a healthy lifestyle didn't just help a little bit, it effectively neutralized that risk. Let me show you exactly what that looks like in real numbers.
And here it is. This is the whole story side by side. If you have a high genetic risk and a poor lifestyle, your odds of getting AMD are over 3 times higher. But, and this is the amazing part, with that exact same high genetic risk and a healthy lifestyle, your odds drop right back down to normal. It's basically a wash. You're not just lowering your risk, you are effectively rewriting your genetic story.
So we want to leave you with this thought. This isn't about fate, it is about choice. Knowing that you literally hold the power to level the genetic playing field, what's the one small, positive step you're going to take today?